one of the more commonly asked and bigger discussed with a lot of literature on it. What is the status of a ball on Shabbat? How does it apply with Muktzeh? Is it allowed or not allowed? So very quickly, let's try to run through in a few minutes what this argument is all about. The Shulchan Aruch, we'll start with there. We won't start earlier. We could, but we won't. Shulchan Aruch begins off by saying that a ball is considered Muktzeh. Period. Now the question is why? So the Mishnah Berurah explains to Shulchan Aruch to be that the ball was Muktzeh mechamat gufo, something disgusting that no one would touch and no one would even move. So for that reason, it's considered Muktzeh, and one can't play with it on Shabbat. The Rama on that spot on the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Shin Chet Seif Mem Hey explains that, and there are those who are lenient to play with balls, and that's the minhag, that's the custom of our times, and he quotes the Tosafot. But now we follow the Shulchan Aruch. So what do we do? What's the status of a ball when it comes to us Sfaradim and according to Rabban Chaim? So we understand the Shulchan Aruch says it's Muktzeh because it's not considered a Keli. It's disgusting and there's nothing to do. Even for children shouldn't be playing for it. However, Rav Vadia explains, the balls in our generation that are created, they're whenever they're made in the factory, they're made to play with. They're made as a toy. They're made as a ball. There's no Muktzeh status for these balls. Even according to the Shulchan Aruch, who said balls are Muktzeh, it doesn't apply to him. Why? Because in our generation, these balls are not disgusting. They're not Muktzeh machum gufo. They're from the factory on the onset, created with the intent of playing with. For adults and children, all of them, they alike. So the Mishnah Berurah says it was like something from wood or stone. It wasn't created to play basketball. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't played to play soccer. So it was called a ball, but it wasn't the same intent or same purpose. It's a very good question that deserves more time than just that 1 second. But so just finish this halacha. So he explains. Therefore, afilu dat man Shulchan Aruch mutar litenam leyeladim ktanim sheyischachu b'hem al gabei karka mirutzefet o gabei shulchan. And Rav Vadia writes ping pong. Therefore, a classic example of a ping pong, you can't give it to your child to play with because that was created with the intent to play with, and it's not considered Muktzeh. Now, we'll finish this off, and then we'll say one point. Rabbi Chaim likes to add, even for an adult, different types of toys. There's no considered Muktzeh. There shouldn't be any desecration of Shabbat when playing with this toy. Even the ones that have noise, and it continues into the halacha. Rabbi Chaim agrees with Rav Vadia. He explains that this is the true intent. The balls in our generation, you can't argue that they're Muktzeh. What the Shulchan Aruch is talking about is not what we are referring to. However, both Rav Vadia and Rabban Chaim both give a caveat. They explain that why do we always emphasize giving it to a child to play with? Because Shabbat was created for a day of rest, quote unquote. That day of rest means cease from our mundane running after work, the rat race as we call it, and spend time in tefillah, in Bet Knesset, in Kanisa, learning Torah. So Rabban Chaim explains that if there's a way to explain to people that it's so chaval, you shouldn't be wasting our time on Shabbat, our precious minutes on Shabbat, playing with the ball, rather be learning, be praying, spending time with family, studying. These are what Shabbat is meant to play with. Nevertheless, Rabbi Chaim says, because the halacha is like the Rav Vadia, if a son wants to play with the father is allowed to play with his son with the ball. It's not considered Muktzeh. Doesn't need to. No, we can't play because from the letter of law, the ball is not considered Muktzeh. B'ezras Hashem, we should all strive and keep Shabbat to the best level and really love it. Chazak Baruch.